In the Python world, a dictionary is way better than a list, and I'm going to show you why. Stay with me. And we're back at it again with another Python tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you about Python dictionaries. As you can see in the background, previously in my previous video, I did an introductory Python tutorial using the hottest models in the world. And now continuing with that theme, we're going to do some more things with hot model. In this episode, I'm going to use a dictionary to store stats on some of the hottest models in the world so that you can pull values. For example, how old is Kate Upton, or her measurements, or whatever it is. We can store this information in a dictionary, and then we can recall this information using a dictionary. So this is a practical usage of dictionaries in Python. Let's begin. Before we get started, a dictionary is a data structure in Python. It is used to store information in the format of a key and a value. Keys, for example, like age, value being 32, for example. A key could be color. A value could be blue. A key could actually be just about anything, a number, a name, string, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. All right, let's go. Before we begin, a quick shout out to my top and most dedicated subscribers, Mega Noob, Nalraz, and MJ Shahi. CPU Squad! Now that was a pretty over-the-top introduction. So now this is the code from the last lesson that we did. So we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm tired of this. We did a list. We don't want to deal with lists. So I'm just gonna delete this, get these lists out of here, and these print commands and all this mumbo jumbo. And we can get rid of this hello world command we did in the first video as well. So what we're gonna do is we're going to create a dictionary. So first of all, let's get some contents for our dictionary. So these are some of the top Victoria's Secret models, and we have some stats like nationality, their height, we have their weight, their measurements, the eye color, and things like that. So we have different models here, as you can see. We'll just go through them really briefly and get right to the Python coding. So Elsa is in here. We also have this beautiful model here, a couple of photos, Jasmine too, but it doesn't really matter. Bottom line is, here we have a bunch of models with a bunch of different statistics, and I want to take some of those statistics and to feed a dictionary so we can then later on recall the data. So for example, let's start off with this model right here, Leis Roberto, however you pronounce that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab just her first name. All right, so we're going to go ahead and create a dictionary. So we're going to call this Leis. I like to start with lowercase here. Leis stats. So we can do one for each one of these models. And then the syntax is curly brackets. And then whatever you put in there, you're going to have a key. And then you're going to have a value. And then you have another key. And then you have another value. You're going to separate the key and the values with a colon, not a quote, but a colon, and that's the syntax. That's a basic syntax, right? So these are two entries, a key and a value, and a key and another value. So the first key we can go ahead and grab from the web page. So the year of her birth is 1992. So I typed in 1992 as the actually, that should be the value, not the key. So 1992, and then we can say year. So she also has a height. Now, we're just gonna go ahead and grab the centimeter, so it's 180 centimeters, so let's add that. Second key is height, and it's 180 centimeters, I believe. And that's it. That's a dictionary. It's that easy. So now, we can grab these values by referring to the keys. Now with a list, it's indexed numerically. You start with 0, first item is 0, second item is 1, second item is 2, then 3, then 4. Here, you can name it whatever you want to. So when I want something, it's more logical, right? I want to know her birth year. I pull year, right? If I use the list and the birth year was the third item in the list, I'd have to reference number 3, but there's no association with number 3 and birth year unless you're a baby. But we're not a babies. I'm not a baby. You're not a baby. I hope you're not a baby. But anyway, so let me show you how this actually works. If you guys watch the first video, you'll already see there's a problem with this script. So think about that. Pause the video if you need to. See if you can identify what's wrong with this script. I'm going to continue. You can pause and think about that for a second, but I'm going to continue. So here is where we're going to actually try to run the script. Now, what I want to do is I want to keep looping it. So the name of this script is actually hottestmodels.py, but I want to keep looping it. So while we're making changes here, we can see it update in real time. So the way you can do that in Linux, you can pretty much do a while loop. So I'm just going to do a while loop right here. So while true, and then we can do, and then I can say, hottest models.py, so it's going to actually run that. Then what I want to do is I want to sleep for 2 seconds, and then I want to clear the screen, and that's it. So keep doing that over and over again. So boom. So now you can see it's telling you that there's an error. Now notice the thing that's nice about Python is notice it puts the arrow right there. A lot of times where you see that arrow or that caret, and I did a video talking about the caret versus the dollar in a Unix environment, beginning of line, end of line. I got a lot of awesome Unix tutorials. If you want to learn about Unix and Linux, take a look at those tutorials. But right now, this caret is pointing at this section right here because there's a problem right there. It's not always going to be that easy, but a lot of times it actually is. So for those of you guys that figured it out, congratulations. I'll tell you what the answer is. So what we did is we just said, and if you look at how we did the list before, you can see this is a different syntax, right? I'm just saying layers stats, and then I just started typing curly brackets and a bunch of random things. What am I doing? It's just like blah, right? There's no meaning. I'm not really doing anything. I'm not saying print. I'm not declaring anything. So what I'm missing here is equals, right? I want to make this, right, equal to this, right? So that's what I need to do here. So once I do that, the while loop should update automatically, and now we should see nothing because we haven't told it to do anything, but it's not complaining because there are no problems because we fixed it, and we're so awesome. And you're awesome because you clicked on the like button. I love me some likes. Actually, I don't really care about likes, but YouTube does. So if you love this kind of content and you want to see more of it, click on the like button so YouTube knows, so YouTube will support this channel and let it grow so I can do more and more videos. I do this in the part-time, right? So the only way for this channel to survive is dependent on you guys. So like the video, comment, share it, do whatever you can. All right, so there we go. Now we have this and we have our little dictionary. So now let's actually pull some data from the dictionary. So now I want to print something. So we're going to go like this, and I'm going to refer to the list, stats, and then we're going to refer to 0, item number 1 in the list. Let's see what happens when I do that. Some of you guys are like, what? That doesn't make any sense. What are you doing, man? It looks like you think you're dealing with a list. All right, so see, it gives me this weird error message, right? Key error, right? Remember we said the format of the dictionary is key and then what? Key and then value, right? Key and then value. So it's saying key error, and it's pointing to 0. So it's saying what key is 0? Now, I said key and then value, right? Do we see any key that's 0, right? The only keys I have are year and height. Let's try something else. So let's say you were like, oh, I get it. I'm not stupid, man. I know what's going on. If you want to know the birth year, you got to type year. Duh. That's the key name. All right, smarty pants. You think you're so smart? Let's see what happens when I actually try to do that. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. And what do you know? Now it's complaining again. Oh my goodness, this is so frustrating. Now it says name error, name year is not defined. 0 wasn't defined. We understand why, because there was no key called 0, but there is a key called year. Well, is there? You have to be very, very specific when you're doing programming. The way you type spaces, quotes, no quotes, tell a very different story to your interpreter if it's Python, or, you know, there's other languages, C++, we use compilers, but I'll talk about that in other videos. But here, you're using an interpreter. An interpreter is listening to what you're saying. The interpreter doesn't have any sort of creative thought process. It's very, very specific. When you say something, it expects that you mean exactly what you say. If you tell the Python interpreter to jump off a cliff, the Python interpreter will jump off a cliff. A human will say, what? I'm not jumping off a cliff. What are you, stupid? That's a human. This is not a human. This is a Python interpreter. So it's going to do exactly what you said. So what we said here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button and welcome aboard. Also, click on the bell icon. You have to do this because YouTube is about money. They only promote content that makes them the most money. They don't care about content that's of value to you guys. So because these videos are focused on value and not on mass appeal and gimmicky kinds of things, YouTube will censor my channel. They've done it before. Right now, only 5% of my subscribers even know when I post videos. So if you're gonna subscribe, you've got to click on the bell icon. Otherwise, you're not gonna know when I post videos. You're gonna miss out on my secret live streams. Go ahead and join my CPU squad. Is we're referring to some kind of like an object or something called year, like a variable or a list or some kind of special thing. But we're not referring to a special thing. We're referring to a string. So we're referring to a string, then why don't you be specific and say string so the Python interpreter can know what the hell you're talking about? So put it in the quotes. Duh. All right, so let's do that, and let's go and save this and go back over here and run that. 1992 is the birth year of this particular model. Ooh, yeah. I'm so good. No, I'm not good. You're good, and you're gonna be good because I'm getting you going. I'm getting you excited. I'm making this easy for you to understand. I'm starting your wonderful journey of learning Python, but I'm only starting you off. You're gonna need to go beyond these videos. This is a great jump start for you, but you need to learn from as many resources as possible. Every video I do, look in the description. There's always goodies. If you look in the description, there's a wonderful book, one of the top books for Python. In the description, take a look at it. Great price on it. Click on it, buy the book so you can read the book and go through the full book. Don't just buy it and put it down. Buy the book and actually use the book. There's also a Python bootcamp course. Click on the link, take that if you're really, really serious. You can make a lot of money with Python. But the more you put into this, the more effort and time you put into this, the more serious you are about this, the more money you will make, the more successful you will be. If you're only casual, then this video is great. You will learn a lot. You can dabble around and do some little stuff for fun. But if you really want to make some money, you want to watch my videos, subscribe to my channel, you want to click on the notifier icon so you don't miss out on videos. I have secret videos that only people who are part of my CPU squad, which is my notification squad, who click on the bell, only those guys will see those videos, right? So you want to do that. You want to buy the book in the description, actually use the book. You want to take the course in the description, go through the course. There's also other resources as well. Try to learn from as many resources as possible and practice. Do not give up. You can do this, but only if you are determined and resilient and stay the course. And I can help you. Subscribe to the channel. I will help you. Click on the like button, comment below, let me know what you think about this video. And now let's see if we can do something a little bit different. All right, so what we want to do here is see if we can update the list like we did before. So I'm going to go ahead and do an insert. I'm going to copy this line because we are going to use this again to see if the value changes. So I'm gonna try to do a change value. If you guys watched the last video, go to my channel page. There's a lot more videos on Python, Unix, and other things there as well, shell scripting, SQL. Definitely go to my channel page. Lots more videos there, right? Don't just watch this video and run off, all right? There's lots more to learn. This is only the beginning for you. All right, so on my channel page, I did another video which I went over how to change a list. So we're gonna try to see if we can use the same rules for this. So what I wanna do is I wanna go and declare. So let's see, I wanna go and declare, like how we declare the list, the dictionary itself, by just simply saying layers stats equals, and layers is the model's first name. I could call it whatever I wanted to. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually refer to, and actually I don't wanna mess with the list itself. I wanna mess with a particular item in the list. So following the list format, or an item in the dictionary, I'm following in the format that we used before. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to refer to the item. So obviously you guys that were actually paying attention, you would know this definitely won't work because it's a string, right? And with a string, what do? How do we make sure it's a string? That we're communicating it's a string? We add quotes, right? You should know the answer to that if you're paying attention. So now it's a string. So now I'm saying from this dictionary, this value, and I'm gonna make it equal something else. Well, I'm gonna try to anyway. Let's see if it actually works. I'm gonna change the key, not the value. So I'm gonna say age. It's not really age, but whatever. That's what I'm gonna do. So now, obviously, if I say print year, it's probably gonna give me an error because we're removing that, assuming this actually works, right? So let's actually test it out and see what happens. So it says 1992, and then it says age. So it says 1992. And let's change this up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Rather than just simply printing out that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in here. I'm going to bonus tutorial right here. This is how you can add strings and variables all in one. In this case, I'm adding dictionary contents and a string. So I can say the year is, and I can do that. And then it's going to put that afterwards. Now when you want to separate these, you want to put a comma. So we have a string that I'm printing out, and then we have this reference to our dictionary that I'm also printing out. So let's see what happens now. Let's save this and go over to our loop. And now it says 1992, and it says the year is age. The year is age, right? The year is age because we changed the, see where it said year? It was year before, and then we said let year equal age, right? So let's see how we can do this a little bit different. So what I want to do now, so that you understand exactly what's happening, is I'm going to print out the actual dictionary itself, so you can see the dictionary as it exists right now. So what we want to see is, what are the results of doing this? How did we change this? This is our original dictionary, and then we try to make a change here, and what's the result? So I'm going to make this very clear by adding in a string like we did before, separated by a comma, and I'm going to say this is the full dictionary, and go like that, and then let's see what happens. Save it, go over to our loop, and we can see this is a full dictionary. So it says, so as you can see here, it actually changed the value. So it says year is the key and age is the value. That's not what we want. So let's go back here and let's do this the correct way. What I actually want to do is I want to change the value. So I am going to change the value. I'm going to refer to the dictionary item called age and say that it should equal whatever the hell I want it to equal. Let's say I want this model to be 100 years old. Guess what? That's what it's going to be. So let's actually go back to our loop and see what's going on. And as you can see, the year is 1992. And this is the full dictionary. You see age is 100. Right? You see that age is 100. So that is how you can change the value of an item in your dictionary. Who is calling me in the middle of my live stream video? There is much more that you can do with Python dictionaries, and if you want to learn more, you know what to do. Click on that subscribe button and smash the bell. Smash the bell or click on the bell icon because you're going to want to get all the videos that I post. Some of the videos are secret, only for my notification squad, people who click on the bell. So if you want to get all the videos, definitely click on the bell. Additionally, always check in the description. There's always some goodies down there. Discounts on great Python books, great Python courses, and much more. This is a computer programming university where learning is fun. The first step is to smile. And shout out to my notification squad, CPU Squad. I'm supposed to sing at the end of every video. That is the tradition. At the end of the video, I sing a song. Sing a song. Let's see. La 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 la. La 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 la. That's all I got, guys. And on that note, I'm out. Boom!